Chop, chop, choppity chop. That's all I saw in this market today. We'll talk all about that. You might want to go ahead and get yourself some chop meat because that's what this market is right now. We'll talk about how it stayed in the range. Also, what was out there today, right? We got comments from Jay Powell. We got comments from Federal Reserve Cleveland President Loretta Meister. We also got, of course, CCL. Zero put out there. A lot of people talking about that Carnival news. We'll also touch General Mills earnings, how that reacted. Great move in the intraday. Bed Bath & Beyond announcing that CEO is leaving the company, and also this after missing on quarterly earnings. We'll can touch Shopify, see how it traded after the split. Fedex was hosting an investor meeting today, so we'll talk a little bit about that. Snap announced Snapchat Plus. Looks like they're trying to copy my man Joel on PreMarket Prep Plus, but we'll talk a little bit about that. Hit the like. Welcome to it at the close.
All right, it is time for PreMarket Prep at the close.
3 consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Joel, the chop fest continues out there.
Man, sure.
That was some tough trading today.
Yes, and the day's not over yet. But let's just recap things. We'll get Shop off here, and we'll look at the S&Ps. And man, oh man, I thought they had me hook, line, and sinker. We're going through the pre-market high, and no can do. So that pre-market high, a good level once again. That held that 3840 held on a couple different occasions. On the downside, we talked about 3,800, that psychological level. So that's just about halfway back of this entire rally that we've had. Also, last Thursday's close, right before the big rally last week, that was, I believe, 99.75. So the bulls are making their stand. Yeah, 37.99.75 was your 4-day close. The bulls are making their stand where they should. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, obviously. Crude, big reversal in crude, and that is weighing on the crude oil stocks. We covered some of those in pre-market prep plus. I hope you took your profits down 223, 109.52. Gold in the red, 80 cents, 18.20.40. Silver down about a dime at 20.77.5. Bitcoin doing the 20K, up and down, down $85 at 20,090. And Ethereum futures are taking a little bit more on the chin here. They're down almost 4%, $45 at 11.0750.
All right, there was a lot of action. I don't know if there's anything that's kind of leading to you, Joel, if you want to get into maybe some of the Federal Reserve comments or Powell's comments at the end of the day.
We could go over those briefly. I mean, that could definitely contributed. So we can. The market definitely ebbed and flowed with that. But go ahead, whatever comments you wanted to share with the crowd.
Yeah. So Federal Reserve Bank Cleveland President Loretta Meister said that she would advocate for a 75 basis point hike interest rate at the central bank's July meeting if economical conditions remain the same by then. So she's saying that she's not seeing the kind of numbers on the inflation side that she needs to see in order to go back towards a 50 basis point increase. That was what she told CNBC. And Jerome Powell vowed on Wednesday at the ECB forum to, of course, fight inflation. I think one of the interesting comments, and I'll go ahead and I'll state this one here, is that there's a risk that would go too far. He was asked, is there a risk that would go too far? Certainly, there is a risk. I wouldn't agree that it's the biggest risk to the economy. The bigger mistake to make and would be to fail on restoring price stability. And that was stated by Fed Chairman Jerome Powell. I think that was important comments to kind of keep in mind because he clearly stated there that he wouldn't agree that it is the biggest risk to the economy. That's an interesting comment there. Something to keep on eye. Of course, we didn't get complete reaction just off of that. That was around 9. So we're going to go ahead and see what happens moving forward. Just kind of state what happened in cryptocurrency, because you touched that also, Joel. Major cryptocurrency hedge fund, Three Arrow Capital, has fallen into liquidation. So another significant moment in the cryptocurrency sector. And with that, Bitcoin also fallen below 20K on Wednesday. It's going to be something to keep on watch. We've seen too many red flags in this sector. And so I'll still continue waving the red flag out there. Just be careful.
Yeah, $600, $700, $600 range in this thing. So really quiet. I mean, a lot of times you see Bitcoin, find a level and it builds a base, and I just don't know if it's just hanging out here too long. Looking at the futures, tight ranges. Hey, someone's trying to defend that, doing a lot of buy-in. Open interest, open interest has picked up in this area, so I guess that's a good thing. But I don't know. I mean, I don't. If it doesn't hold here, then you got another leg down on the monthlies. The next monthly low is closer to 17K. So that's what we'll keep an eye on.
I need some positive action. Let's go to General Mills here. Q4 adjusted EPS at $1.12, beating the $1.01 estimate. Sales were at 4.9 billion, beating the 4.81 billion estimate. And good trading action there in the intraday. General Mills bringing back some consumer defensives. Not looking too bad.
Then they didn't say anything about inflation or the inventories or anything like that. They're just pumping that stuff out. Um, if you're afraid of gaps, you really didn't get one. Here's your pre-market trading. Opened, boom, and right at was that? Yesterday's high was 71.71, 71.50 low right off the open, and then the bulls got busy in a hurry. Once you took out 74, it was off to the races. Actually, 73.99 was the all-time high. Just looking here, folks. What I'm interested in is 73.46, and that was the former all-time closing high. Looks like you're going to improve on that, and double the volume from yesterday. So maybe you got a breakout here. I looked at Kellogg's, and we didn't buy the dip in Kellogg's after it had that news. Came down and filled the gap, and then some. That stock looks strong. Tyson Foods. Boom, people are still going to eat. Tyson Foods looking a little peppy here, coming off the low of the move at 82. What else do we have for food stocks, Mitch? MDLZ, Mondelez.
You could also look at ADM, Archer Daniel.
That was a big mover too, right?
Yep. That's starting to come back.
Yep. What else you got for me?
Yeah, these stocks were beaten down, right? I mean, I've been also keeping an eye on Proctor Gamble. We could take a look at PG, and this is kind of that idea that value is starting to get faded off there, and now you're seeing it come back into play. I'm wondering if this is gonna if this is gonna survive here. This little rally that we're starting to see come back into consumer defensives. So it's something to keep an eye out, whether that be packaged foods or farm products. That's kind of the area that we're pointing at right now. And then, of course, household personal products with a stock like PG.
PG, I can just tell you, 145. You had your seller there starting 4 days ago, 145.24. Stepped down to 44.76 2 days ago, 44.09 yesterday. So big seller there. Started at the 145 area. Maybe they're done. Maybe they mopped them up. You did make a higher low today. and tight range, but that 145 looks like a big roadblock here for Proctor and Gamble.
I was going to get off the topic here, but Daniel giving a really good stock also mentioned. When I see good stocks, I definitely want to go ahead and mention that just because it stands out to me quickly on the monthly is Campbell Soup, CPB. Let's take a quick look at that, Joel. What do you think about that monthly? At least for me, if I pull it back a little bit further, because you need to go back maybe towards that high that you see in 2016. There's a long-term trend line that this is looking towards. It needs to get
Oh, I
back
see
above
it.
50, but you see that? See that
Yeah, this.
action? It looks interesting,
Yeah,
at least.
yeah. That was weird in COVID, right? Because at first it got a spike.
Mhm.
Everyone was like, "Oh man, we got to have Campbell Soup." I bought quite a bit during one of my Costco runs, but it's been in a trading range. I mean, easier to find the support here at 45. And last month's high it kind of 51.94, but yeah, certainly not performing as well as General Mills, but not looking bad on the chart.
It didn't also hurt General Mills when they raised their quarterly dividend from 51 cents to 54, so that could have helped
That's
also
nice.
into the action. A little raise on the dividend definitely keep people on track. Let's go to Bed Bath and Beyond. Let's see how that action traded today,
Ooh, right.
as we're seeing
Cone.
it get hit hard here. Bed Bath and Beyond on Wednesday announced that its CEO Mark Triton is leaving the company after sharp missing Wall Street's expectations. The loss per share was expected at $1.39 expected loss. It went towards $2.83 expect what you actually got there. So missing by over $1 on the EPS on loss per share. And then in the revenues, it also missed here. $1.51 billion expected and getting $1.46 on the billion there. And you could see there, this is not what you want to see. And also, I mean, Cohen was coming out and talking about it for a while now, that he wanted to see some changes happen. Looks like they made a change there.
Yeah, and he said he advocated it. I mean, those pops, man, all those pops that you see
Triple
on the
B.
monthlies, they're all because of Ryan Cohn.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful when you're following people. I mean, it's just a simple fact. I mean, those stores are just too big, and then they're too many, and and they're not selling. So this is a new low by a wide margin. You're coming up on the COVID low too. That's not a good thing. Well, now it took out 510. The COVID low is 343. I don't know if you're going to get this on this run, but Bed Bath and Beyond, just a horrible day on huge volume too. So everyone's out of the pool on this one, under $5 too. So that's another thing. Four times the volume than it was yesterday on a big down day.
He did state in there, he said that Bed Bath has underperformed the S&P Retail Select Index by more than 58% on an absolute basis and is looking for an approximately 29% decline in full year sales from pre-pandemic levels. That's what Cohen wrote to the board, being a 9.8% shareholder there of the company. He wrote a 4-page letter. If you guys want to check that out, definitely look into that. But hey, you guys see it. Bed Bath and Beyond turning around there towards the downside. Let's keep going. Let's go towards how did Shop trade today after a 10-1 split? You
Yeah,
thought that maybe could help there, but splits haven't been really doing too much. What do you think?
Shop till you drop. Boy, they really didn't need to do the split. Was today the first official day?
Yeah, today it
Yeah.
split in the pre-market there.
Yeah, and they hit it. They hit it before. I mentioned this before. Let's pull one out of our Amazon playbook here.
Mm-hmm.
You had the run up here, right ahead of the split. You gave it all back. You came back. You tested it. You went back up. Now you're kind of failing again, but see if it happens. So that's the way I'd be looking at the shop. See if it comes down, revisits that low of the move. $30. Someone was like loaded up at $30. Third 29.96, the actual low of the move. But just you can see those 2 other days where you just snuck under 30. The big boys were like, "Hey, I want 30. I'm going to let it get under 30 and take out the book." So, also this is easily giving back the half of the move, right? We talked about the move from 30 almost to 40. Now you're back. So if you want to buy it on strength, pull it in at 30 or prove to me you can hold 35. That's for Shopify, the only Canadian tech company, according to
I was
Dennis.
talking with Jay Woods on Stock Market Movers, and we were talking about kind of the travel out there. And of course, we touched Carnival Cruise Lines and Morgan Stanley, the analyst Jamie Rollo, putting out that new bear case for zero. You could see it today. Carnival Cruise Line continuing on the downside. One thing that we mentioned, Joel, is that, from at least the readings that you see and the numbers you see out there, you're seeing travel out there right now, at
I
least,
know.
and you
I
see
know.
the airport numbers, all this, but these stocks are telling us something else. What do you
I
think,
know.
Joel?
I think that I couldn't have been more wrong on this one this morning. The, I mean, I don't know what I was looking at these lows at, like, I saw 3, 4 lows in a row at like the 930 area, and it cut through that like a hot knife through butter. Boy, on a big volume day, I don't know. I mean, you guess you got to hold out for the low of the move here. Ooh, it did make a new low. Wow, it did. Wow. 870 was your prior low of the move. That was flanked by an 875 low. Today you get to 866. I mean, here you are. You're revisiting the low of the move here. I don't know if anybody's going to be come out defending it tomorrow, but what was the name of that analyst? You
Jay
said?
Woods.
Yeah, they took this to the woodshed, man. Holy mackerel. The next
Yeah.
time Dave Woods, RCL falling in the gutter too, didn't quite make a new low of the move.
Uh,
Um, and NCLH. I mean, these are stocks you want to cheer for, man. Even though I don't like to go on cruises, you want to see these stocks go, do okay. That means people are getting out, enjoying themselves traveling.
It's
That's
just
not the
been
case
tough
here.
though, right? Let's just be honest. I mean, it's probably the toughest environment these cruise lines have ever gone through. A pandemic, and then to make things worse, then you get inflation, then you get higher fuel cost, then you get interest rates going up. It's like what is to
What's
come in this
going?
Environment that points
What's
to the
going in their
upside?
favor? I
Exactly.
mean,
There's not much here. And then you get also comments. We got the FDA talking about how we possibly need to do more vaccines. If anything, I mean,
yeah,
it's just a tough environment for them. If I was the CEO, I know I would be scratching to my head like, man, can we just catch a
yeah,
break here? But it's
yeah.
not looking like we're catching a break anytime soon. But this also affected other travel stocks. Let's go to those. Let's take a look. Look at
Sure.
Airbnb today.
New
Down.
all-time low.
Exactly. And I think, this is not
No,
only
it's
coming from, one, maybe a little tick off there. In the intraday, what
yeah.
do we
You're
get
right.
to?
Nope, it made it 9209. It went to
Ooh,
9205.
yeah, 90,
Oh boy.
just a
Oh
little tick down below it.
yeah.
And
Huh.
I just don't understand it because I mean, what we're seeing is travel, but I think these stocks are what they're forward. A lot of times the market is kind of looking forward, right? I think these are showing me recession, but I don't know what you think, Joel.
I I was flabbergasted when these stocks were at their all-time highs. I
Yeah.
just, and I never put a short out on them or anything, but it was just,
Uh,
it made absolutely no sense that these stocks. I mean, the occupancies were up. I don't know. I mean, Airbnb. I mean, it keeps coming in, right?
mhm.
Maybe the valuation. I don't know. I mean, obviously, you do know, and these stocks are out of favor, and you're buying downtrends. So you get
It's
you
just
get what you get what you want. All
yeah.
time low. Airbnb 9205. You did get a bounce. That's a level to lean on.
Yeah, we'll see if these travel stocks can kind of show us something else. At least the numbers out there look good, but also the price action. And we always say price is what matters, right? I mean, the catalyst can come out, but the price is not showing the upside. Let's keep going. Let's go towards our next topic here. I wanted to touch Disney. We missed it this morning. Let's touch on Walt Disney Company board here. Let's see how investors reacted today. It looks like there was a little pullback there, but unanimously extending Bob Chapek's contract as CEO for 3 years here. Definitely there's been a lot of controversy in Disney lately. We're not going to get into it now.
No, we're
but
not.
Man, Disney, what is going on here? And when did they get back above 100? That's what I'm looking
It did
at.
so quickly yesterday. $8.96, so it's giving back half of that move. That's not a good thing. Boom, boom. So, well, you know what? It's not too bad there. 95.70 down 22 cents. So, if you think that this was like an ultimate low of the move, then you're giving halfway back. I don't think I'd write it down to 92.01. That was a double bottom. And where is this now? The COVID, the COVID low. Well, 92.56 was your low in April. Ooh, boy, a lot of confluence there. And your COVID low was 79.07. So that's what you're looking at for the House of Mouse. And big. I mean, it was in triple digits yesterday, but these stocks are just out of favor. It feels like that. Like no more travel. I don't know. I'm planning on doing some road trips, but not flying. Jesse Hernandez asked if we got an email from Google yet regarding the music this morning.
Let's just say sometimes Mitch loves to kind of bring in something extra, and the boys were back in town. Let's just say that. And I already told Google they can wait. If they can't deal with the chat bots, we can't deal with the copyrights, right?
Yeah. They'll get to it. You're gonna get a call from Eric Schmidt's not there anymore. Who's running that place now?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
I'll tell you one thing. I won't be too concerned. You guys deserved it. Let's keep going. Let's take a look at Fedex here. It doesn't look like what they said at their meeting today really brought the stock back here. They did present a strategic plan on kind of fiscal 2025 financial targets. I need to do a little bit more deep dive into exactly what was released. But at least let's just take a look at the price action there. And this was also, it was multiple. It was kind of their whole executives just coming in here trying to present a strategic plan. Doesn't look like it at least had that effect that they wanted from investors.
Yeah, this thing had that pop up to 220, and I didn't think it was going to hold, and then it went nearly to 250. 3 big red candles. I don't know. I was looking at UPS. They didn't really confirm the move, right? They hit a brick wall of 185. They've just been putting out the good news after good news, and they got their stock up. I just don't know how sustainable it is. They're going to have rising costs, right, with the cost of fuel and those big old trucks. I was talking about this one with Dan Back on, I think, PreMarket Prep Plus or Stock Odds. And the only thing, that I noticed, and this is something, when a stock has a sustained run, like it did, you look at the high of the move, right? And 248.76 was that high of the move, right? You can see the green there. And on that day, it sold at 43.24, right? So that was a high close of the rebound. All right, you got near that level 2 days in a row, right? But where did you close? 793 and 40.47. And then yesterday, same trick. Well, the market wasn't a big help yesterday, right? 248.15 settled near the low. So I think there was just a lot of hype in this. I think you got a crowded trade. And I don't know. Depending, we go down and revisit the lows of the move. We're gonna take FedEx with it and fill that gap to 205. I don't like it based on the price action, but I didn't like it at 220 too. So
looks like Snap coming in here and drawing on some straws a little bit here, announcing Snapchat Plus. a subscription plan called Snapchat Plus comes after, of course, disappointing sales. We're going to take a look to see if this can actually, help kind of create some revenue here for Snap. They're definitely in need of trying to get back up on the sales outlook.
Yeah.
And it's a tough one. This is one that I started kind of just being careful with also after we got mentions, with the DOJ and Meta and that algorithm. It's just kind of worrying me here to think about Snap. What do you think here on the charts, at least?
Man, wake me up when it holds $15, right? You had the gap down after that horrific earnings report. You had the little dead cat bounce up to 1587. That didn't hold. You made a new low of the move. You're high on Monday, 1528. So I don't know. I mean, until it could establish a sustained bid above 15, I'm not trying to pick a bottom in this one. In Snapchat, I don't know. That's probably Twitter. I don't know. That's down today. Deal's still on the table, but I don't know. Maybe Musk said something. We're coming into the final 5 minutes here and 4 minutes, and we are stuck in the mud here, folks. Just see if we can close green. Only less than a 40. This is going to be one of the smallest range days that look at this. This is like, it doesn't feel that way because this is the 15-minute chart, but look at that. Look at how small. That's got to be the smallest range day since here. What was the range on that day? The range on that day, right around the same thing. So bulls and bears slugging it out.
Clear day where I've talked about this. I've even talked about it with you, Joel, that we got to see the range break up or break down. This is how you get trapped a lot. At least on our live trading stream, we definitely got trapped a lot with this action. And a lot of that sometimes is when you're getting that chop from the bottom to the top of the range, especially on even an hourly or 15-minute, whichever way you want to look. We couldn't really hold down below 379 today on the SPY, and we really couldn't hold above 382 30s there, multiple times rejecting. And every time it came up to those levels, saw a little slowdown. Every time it went down to those levels, you saw a little slowdown. So definitely a tough market trading on out there, especially when you have these choppy types of days.
I mean, on days like this, I mean, you just gotta, you just don't. Well, I guess free commissions or whatever. On days like this, you just don't want to get hurt, right? You want to, and it's easy to do. I know when I went for that head fake, taking out the pre-market high. I mean, it was like I was immediately wrong. I mean, just like there was like no shot. I mean, I had to eat it, And then it went down. And then on the other hand, another trick that I like is when you take out the pre-market low, right? You took out the pre-market low at 38.12. You thought you were home free, right? You're going to crack 3,800. And then boom, it comes back. Now we're we're unchanged on the session, holding a little less than a couple minutes left. So bulls and the bears. We're closed Monday. Markets are closed Monday, folks, not Friday.
Did we at least on my SPY, because you wouldn't see this on the futures, but did we close that gap? I think we closed that gap.
We talked about on the
Thursday
downside
and Friday.
Yeah.
I think we might have closed that gap now.
Did we?
So I believe so.
Traders. Yeah, by 40 cents.
At least a level that I can lean on tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So
I agree. I mean, if you like missed the day, you didn't buy it like 36, 40 before the expiration, and you were kicking yourself at the highs from yesterday, and this is where you strike. I mean, you take out 3,800, then you got some problems on your hands. So
exactly.
That's it. We got Angie Setzer coming on tomorrow to talk some commodities, so that should be fun, and we'll be prepared, folks. We don't want to get on your guys' bad side.
Yeah, keep on watch. I think one thing is kind of that sideways action day. It doesn't really tell us down or up. And I think that's one thing that, you'll see in the chat, is it a reversal candle? No, I mean, it's just a doji, and doji just tells you potentially reversal, and that never is something, who knows what we'll see tomorrow. Joel, I know one thing, you'll be here tomorrow with us battling on through. So signing on out for today, guys. Like always, smash that like button if you guys had a great day today with us, and we'll continue going like always. Appreciate you, Joel. We'll see you tomorrow, my friend.
Yep. Great job, Mitch. Everyone have a good night. Be safe out there.
All right, that's going to wrap it on up. Like always, guys, let us know what you guys want to see more or less of on Benzinga. We're trying to work hard to get you guys some better action. What do you want to see more of? Do you guys want to see some more trading action? Do you guys want to see some kind of coverage on market? Do you want to see more interviews? We want to know what you guys want. Like always, you can leave the feedback down below or message us up you can hit me up at mitch@benzinga.com, and I'll continue working to better the show here. Let's go ahead. Let's wrap it on up. Keep battling like always. More pets, says Easy. Can't go wrong with the pets. That's how it's going to do it for us today. I know I caught a little bit of some pre-market prep love this morning. I saw we got a nice tweet. Even Spencer was included. So smash the like. We'll see you guys tomorrow on Pre-Market Prep.